Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. As you could see by the title of this video, today we're going to be talking about the top 5 highest performing ETFs of the last 5 years. Now you can also see on your screen that there are over 3,000 different ETFs that are traded on the stock market. These range anywhere from AI to restaurants to homes, everything that you can think of. There's even one with the ticker symbol of crack. So we're going to be covering today the 5 highest performing ETFs that might help you sort through these thousands. Now, the data that I'm using is actually from about 2 weeks ago, so this might have changed slightly, but it won't have changed a lot. And coming in at number 5 on the list is the iShares Russell Top 200 Growth ETF, ticker symbol IWY, with a performance of around 150% in the last 5 years. Taking a look at what exactly this ETF might consist of, you can see right here its top 9 holdings are all pretty big companies that you've all likely heard of, and it is pretty heavily weighted towards technology, but it does include some other things like healthcare, communication services, and smaller percentages of things like real estate or industrials. Now make sure to stay tuned until the end of the video because some of the ETFs on this list not only perform at over 200% in 5 years, but they also cover very specific portions of the market, and I can guarantee you they might be a portion of the market that you don't expect. Coming in at number 4 on the list with a return of around 175% in the last 5 years is this ETF. It's the Global Tech ETF, ticker symbol IIXN. If we go ahead and have a look at what it holds, it's exactly what you would expect for a technology ETF, with 99.5% of its holdings coming within that sector. One important thing to point out, however, that's going to be a little bit different than some other technology ETFs is the fact that it does hold foreign companies as well, hence the global part of its name. If we go ahead and have a look at its exact holdings, we can also see this. It does hold some American-based companies as well, like Microsoft and Apple, but we see Taiwan Semiconductors as well as Samsung, both of which are foreign-based companies. Coming in at number 3 on the list is the one that really surprised me the most, mostly just because I don't think about this sector very often, but it can be very high performing, and this ETF has returned 205% in the last 5 years. Now, the ETF that we're talking about is the iShares US Home Construction ETF, ticker symbol ITB. And when we go ahead and have a look at its holdings, it's about what you would expect. Now, around 75% of this comes from the consumer cyclical sector, which is going to be your actual home builders. But then you also have the industrial sector as well as the materials sector, which obviously incorporates a little bit more into building the homes themselves. Having a look at the specific companies that are involved in this ETF, we again see the range from home builders to things more like Home Depot that obviously provide the actual materials to build, decorate, and renovate homes around the United States. When you go ahead and have a look at home builder stocks in general, you can see that all of the top 10 largest publicly traded US home builder stocks are outperforming the S&P 500 index over the last 4 years. Now, this is not surprising considering some of the economic trends that we've also been seeing over the past years. Some of you might remember that home prices started to go insane during 2020 and some of the years afterwards. We then saw the interest rates go way up, which sort of paused this growth on home building and home demand. However, with recent drops in the interest rate from the Fed, we're beginning to see this demand sort of pick back up, meaning that housing prices are going to go up and likely new homes being built are also going to be increasing. Coming in at number 2 on our list, this one's really pretty interchangeable with number 3 on our list because it also returned 205%, but that's going to be another technology ETF, this time ticker symbol XLK. The biggest difference with this one is the fact that it is not a global technology ETF, meaning that the companies are going to be US based, but we still see a lot of our household names, Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia. A lot of the stocks that you see at the top of common ETFs are also here with a 100% reliance on the technology sector. And coming in at number 1 on our list of the top 5 ETFs over the last 5 years is the VanEck Semiconductor ETF, ticker symbol SMH. Now this one has returned an astounding 320% over the last 5 years. It is truly unmatched by any other ETF. Now, if we go ahead and scroll down to look at the holdings that are contained within this ETF, it's exactly what you might expect, 100% technology based and very heavily based on NVIDIA, which is obviously responsible for a lot of the gains in this sector in general. And this account specifically with this ETF will hold 26% of its assets in just this one stock. Now, if you're not fully familiar with the semiconductors and their importance, they truly are sort of taking over the world, or at least the technology part of it. They are extremely crucial in so many different devices, including things like AI. And so the limits on this market are really looking pretty endless at this point. There is a whole bunch of things to keep in mind with the semiconductor market. However, there's big issues with supply chain, which obviously ups the demand, but also the supply is lower, meaning that they're able to sell less of them. We also have geopolitical issues with trade and the metals that are necessary to create them. There's really a lot to look into with it, and it's not something that I'm going to get into this video, but at this point, semiconductors and AI, this new technology that's coming out, is really sort of running the stock market. I hope you did go on to enjoy today's video and that it helped you find some of the better performing stocks over these years without having to go through the over 3,000 ETFs currently listed on the market. Please leave any questions or comments that you have in the comment section down below. And while you're down there, leave a like on the video. But other than that, we'll see you in the next one.